Hi friends, welcome to this class on acids and bases. We are going to be talking about some really important questions on acids and bases, and I'm going to show you the tips and tricks on how to solve the questions. So friends, do stay for the entire video and make sure you watch the full class. So welcome everyone, and before we start, I'd like to say do check out our website manochaacademy.com. We've got these courses on physics, chemistry and maths for CBSE class 10, and we also have more courses for class 9. And guys, I'm excited to let you know that we'll be releasing the maths CBSE class 9 course this week, right? So it'll be coming out in a couple of days. Sorry for the delay. It was due to this cyclone Amphan that had hit Calcutta really bad. And so guys, sorry about that, but we are going to be releasing the maths CBSE class 9 course really soon. So welcome everyone. Hope you're excited for this quiz on acids and bases. So let's dive right into it, guys. Here's our first question. What acid is produced in our stomach? So come on, I want all of you to participate and do let me know your answers by writing it in the chat here. And so is the stomach producing lactic acid, acetic acid, sulfuric acid, or hydrochloric acid? What do you guys think? Come on. Yes, it's also some of you are saying gastric acid. So it's known the stomach we say produces gastric acid. But what is the main component here? Okay, which one is it? Very good. I see a lot of you are saying the correct answer is hydrochloric acid, right? HCl. So hydrochloric acid is the main acid being produced by our stomach. Okay, so our stomach produces HCl and that helps to digest our food. Excellent guys, superb. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now and do share it out with your friends so that we can have more people on the live classes and watching our videos. Thanks a lot guys. Please do hit the like button right now and let's move on to our next question. So here the answer is hydrochloric acid. Very good. What is produced when potassium oxide is dissolved in water? So guys, what do you think here? Is it hydrogen, oxygen, potassium hydroxide, or is it potassium hydride? So come on, I want all of you to try this question. And in chemistry, I would give you a hint that when you're given these questions, think in terms of the equation. Okay, so what have we been given here, guys? So it says, what is produced when potassium oxide is dissolved in water? So think about what equation is going to be here. Okay, very good. I can see a lot of you writing the answers. It's awesome to see everyone's response here. Great. So let's think in terms of this equation. So potassium oxide is going to be K2O, right? Because potassium's valency is 1, oxygen is 2. So if you do crisscross, it's K2O. And when potassium oxide is dissolved in water, right? So how do we predict this reaction, right? So we know that potassium oxide is soluble in water, right? So potassium oxide, guys, you know, this is a base, right? So potassium oxide is a base. And when you dissolve it, if it's soluble in water, you know that it forms an alkali, right? So this is simple equation of base plus water producing an alkali for you. And guys, what is the alkali of potassium oxide? So when you dissolve it in water, the alkali produced is potassium hydroxide. Okay, excellent. So the answer is going to be potassium hydroxide here, right guys? And is my equation totally correct? Do you see any mistake in my equation? Is it right? Or do you think there's something I need to do about my equation? So very good guys. The answer is potassium hydroxide, right? The alkali, right? So this is the, so what is produced is an alkali here. And the easy way you can remember this, base plus water gives alkali. Okay. And very good guys, you're saying that the equation is not balanced. Excellent. So remember guys, don't forget to balance your equation. Very good. Some of you caught that. So there's 2 potassium here. So you can do the hidden trial and right, it's going to be a 2 KOH. Okay, so we get an alkali, right? So this is our balanced equation. Excellent guys. Now let's move on to our next question. What do all acids produce when dissolved in water? So you know that all the acids, they're soluble in water. So when you dissolve an acid in water, does it produce a hydrogen ion, a hydronium ion, hydroxyl ion or an acetate ion? So come on, I want all of you to try here. Okay, so go ahead and try this question. Excellent, guys. And so what are our options? Hydrogen ion, how do we represent it? It's basically the H plus ion, right? H plus. Hydronium ion is H3O plus, right? What is hydroxyl ion? It's basically OH minus, right? And acetate ion, what is it? Acetate ion is CH3COO minus, right? So I've given you all the ions. I've written down all the formulas for you. So now guys, tell me, what do all acids produce when dissolved in water? Okay, so very good. I see a lot of you are giving this answer. So people are saying A and B, right? You're choosing hydrogen and hydronium ion. Okay, so actually both are correct. Now this depends on what's being used in your school or which class you're in. But usually if you're in class 10, guys, right, or you're in class 9 or 10, usually the better answer is hydronium ion. Both are right, but hydrogen ion is an approximation. So let me explain that clearly to you why. Let's take the simple example of hydrochloric acid, right? So if we take hydrochloric acid, you know that when you dissolve it in water, right? So let's say I have this glass of water here, right? So I've got this glass of water, and let's say I put hydrochloric acid in this glass, okay? So when hydrochloric acid is put, the water in the glass is going to break down the hydrochloric acid. So we can write this down as the water tears it apart, right? So we know it breaks down hydrochloric acid into H plus and Cl minus ions, right? So that's one way of writing it, that water dissociates or breaks down the hydrochloric acid to produce H plus and the hydrogen ion and the chloride ion, okay? So here you can see our hydrogen ion is produced, okay? So, but this note, guys, is the simplified equation. So this is a simplification, or this is the simplified equation. In reality, what is happening, let me explain you. So in reality, hydrochloric acid, right, when it's dissolved in this glass of water, so if you put HCl in this glass of water, right, if you dissolve it in water, what it does is the water reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce hydronium ion. So what happens is water still breaks it down into H plus and Cl minus. So the HCl molecules gets broken down into H plus and Cl minus, and the H plus joins with the water. Okay, so what happens is water plus H plus gives you hydronium ion, H3O plus. So how we write this reaction? H3O plus, and what is left is chloride ion. So this is the real equation. Okay guys, so please note the first equation was the simplified one, and the second equation is the real equation. Okay, so guys, I would encourage you, if in your school they're using hydronium ion, that is the best answer. But let's say you're in class 7 or 8, maybe hydrogen ion is also fine. So depending on what's given in your book or being used in the school. But the correct answer here, as I explained you, is the hydronium ion. Okay, some of you are asking to explain this again, so let me tell you in brief. So it's very simple, guys. Take a look here, that if you look at this first equation, right? So I'm going to number it equation 1 and 2. If you look at the first equation, equation 1, it's simply saying that HCl, so look here, the HCl molecule is broken down by water, and we just write water on top of the equation, right? On top of the arrow, sorry, right? So HCl, water breaks down HCl like this into H plus and Cl minus, okay? And that's why we get H plus and Cl minus on the products. This is the simplified equation. But in reality, what's happening is HCl is actually reacting with the water, right? And water is breaking up the HCl, and the H plus part goes and joins with the water molecule. So it's not just hydrogen ion and chloride ion. The hydrogen joins, as I've shown here in the right side. Can you see? The hydrogen joins with the water molecule to produce hydronium ion. So that's why the best answer is hydronium ion here. And this is the real equation. Now it's useful to know both, right? Sometimes we simply go for the simplified equation if you're showing something, and sometimes we go for the real or the equation where we are saying hydronium. Excellent, guys. Great to know that it's crystal clear for you. So now let's move on to our next question. Which of the following is an alkali? Okay, So which one of these is an alkali? And guys, remember, what are alkalis? Those bases that are soluble in water. Please remember this. Those bases that are soluble in water, and note that very few bases, most of the bases are insoluble in water. But those bases that dissolve or soluble in water are known as an alkali. Okay, so I've given some tricky questions here, some options for you to consider. So please tell me which one is the best. And guys, please don't think that every hydroxide is an alkali, because here you can see all the options are hydroxide and only one of these guys is an alkali. So guys, is it copper hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, ferric hydroxide, or ammonium hydroxide? Okay, I can see a lot of you are going for the answer B. Okay, some of you are saying D. So what do you think is the answer here? So I can see some of you are saying A also. Okay, so one very important thing for you to know is that not all hydroxides are alkalis. This is a very common confusion. Not all hydroxides are alkalis. Why? Because not all hydroxides, they are all the hydroxides, they need not be soluble in water. Okay, so they need not be soluble in water. This is very important. It's a common confusion. Moment you see hydroxide, you think, oh, this guy's an alkali. No. Okay, for example, copper hydroxide is insoluble, this guy. Okay, so this guy doesn't dissolve in water, right? Ferric hydroxide also, it's insoluble. Okay, it has a I believe it has a reddish brown color, right? This orangish reddish brown color, right? Like rust kind of color. So it's also insoluble and you need to learn up the colors. Okay, and magnesium hydroxide is an interesting one. Okay, because magnesium hydroxide is partially soluble. Okay, so magnesium hydroxide is, so this guy is an interesting one. Some of you say that it's soluble, some they say it's not soluble. So this one is partially soluble, so normally it's not considered an alkali, right? It's not truly an alkali because it's very slightly soluble, partly soluble. Okay, so magnesium hydroxide doesn't dissolve well in water. The correct answer is this guy, ammonium hydroxide. This guy is an alkali because this is nicely soluble in water. Okay, right? So please remember. So, and what is the important alkali list that you need to know, right? So who are the important alkalis? It is sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and ammonium hydroxide, right? Sometimes calcium hydroxide is also considered because it is quite, it's slightly soluble in water. That also sometimes is included, but these are the three main alkalis for you. Sodium hydroxide, guys, remember, potassium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. Okay, because these are all soluble in water. There are some more also, but I'm giving the important ones here. So these are all soluble in water. Okay, so this is your main list for you guys to remember. Very important: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. These are soluble in water, and we say the solution is alkaline in nature. Okay, an alkali. Okay, so very important, guys. All acids, they dissolve in water, but most of the bases are not soluble. Those bases which are soluble are called alkalis. Clear? Right? Very good. And yeah, how to know? You need to learn these things, right? So some of you may be asking, how do I determine which one? You need to learn this list. So I would suggest to learn the guys which are soluble, right? These guys. And calcium hydroxide is also sometimes considered because it is slightly soluble in water. So some of you might see this guy in your list also, slightly soluble. So for practical purpose, we consider it's an alkali. But magnesium hydroxide shouldn't be, some books also stated, because it is partly soluble. So the best answer here, ammonium hydroxide. Excellent, guys. Let's move on to our next question, which is, what is the nature of sugar? So in this picture I've shown, this is a spoonful of sugar. So is sugar an acid, base, salt, or none of these? Guys, what do you guys think? Come on. So I want all of you to try. Very good. Great to know you guys are enjoying the class. So guys, please try and do hit the like button and do share it out with your friends, because we are discussing some really important questions on acids and bases. So what do you guys think? Okay, great. I see a lot of you are saying D. Oh, some of you are saying salt. Okay. So what do you guys think here? Come on. So let's go in a practical way. Acids, you know, they are sour in taste, right? So sugar is definitely sweet, so it can't be an acid. This guy's out. Bases are bitter, right? So the general thing, of course, it's dangerous. We shouldn't be tasting acids and bases because some of them are highly corrosive. So taste is never a good test, right? So bases are bitter in taste, so that's out. Okay. Salts, they are usually salty, but some salts can also be sweet or bitter. There are some salts which have a sweet or bitter taste also, but mostly they have a salty taste. Again, we are not going by the taste here, but just as a practical thing, this is also, so sugar actually lies in none of these. So one very important concept for you guys to know that compounds, okay, if you take compounds, we can divide them into acids. So they can be divided into acids, bases. So let's put down the categories here. So acids, bases, salts, okay. And another option is none of these, right? So none. So there are some compounds which are neither acid nor bases nor salts, and sugar is one of them. Now let me explain you scientifically why, okay? So by the taste we went, right? So salts are usually salty, we can say. Right? So this was just roughly by the taste. But why sugar is not an acid? Because when dissolved in water, sugar does not produce. So it's not an acid because it, so let me write that clearly here. Sugar does not produce, okay? So let's write that down. Sugar does not produce, so sugar does not produce hydronium ion. Okay, because we know the acid should produce hydronium ion. So sugar, when dissolved in water, it will not produce hydronium, right? And sugar is soluble in water. It also does not produce hydroxyl ion, or we can say that sugar does not neutralize acids. Okay, so it is not a base, right? Okay, and sugar is not formed by an acid plus base reaction which produces salt and water, right? So by this basic definition, it is neither acid nor base. So that doesn't mean you have to fit it into salt. Okay, there's another option called none of these. So very important concept. And yes, the answer is none of these here. Excellent, guys. Very good. So guys, now try this question. Write the chemical equation for the reaction quicklime plus sulfuric acid gives what? And here I've not given any options because I want all of you to try. Okay, so write it down in the chat. What do you think will be the answer here? So what will be this reaction, right? And one important thing, can you see that we've been given quicklime? So what is quicklime, guys? You need to learn these common names. Okay, this is not a chemical name, it's a common name. So quicklime, let me write down for you. It means calcium oxide. Okay, so quicklime is basically calcium oxide. So we are doing calcium oxide plus sulfuric acid, and you need to write down the chemical equation. What do you think you're going to get here? Very good. I see some answers. So I want all of you to try here, and let's go ahead and try this together. Come on, guys. So quicklime, right? So, calcium oxide, right? So we need to convert this into a chemical equation. So what is calcium oxide? It's basically calcium and oxygen. Both are valency 2, right? So it's going to be Ca2O2. And so you cancel the 2. So basically the compound is CaO, calcium oxide. Sulfuric acid, what is it made up of? Hydrogen and sulfate. Hydrogen valency 1, sulfate 2. So do you do the crisscross, right? So sulfuric acid, as you must be knowing, formula is H2SO4. So what do we have here? Calcium oxide plus sulfuric acid. And what do you think you're going to get? So come on, I want all of you to try here. So what is calcium oxide? Calcium oxide is a base, right? Metallic oxide. Calcium is a metal, oxygen. Metallic oxide, it's a base. Sulfuric acid, guys, is an acid. And what does a base plus acid give? Very good. Salt and water, right? Excellent, guys. Excellent. You guys are awesome. So we are going to get basically salt and water here. So now the thing is, what salt is it going to be? So come on, all of you try. So we are going to get salt plus water, right, guys? So what salt is it going to be? One simple way, you break these down into its positive and negative parts, right? So without the valency, just the positive negative part. So calcium is basically going to combine with sulfate here, right? It's a double displacement reaction, right? So calcium combines with a sulfate and we get basically calcium sulfate. Excellent. So I see a lot of you got the right answer, but I see a mistake in the formula. Some of you are writing CaSO4 with whole 2. No, because calcium is valency 2, sulfate has valency 2. So it's basically they're going to cancel, and we have the formula is calcium sulfate, CaSO4. And of course, plus water. And I think our equation is balanced. Please check that. Okay. So what happens here? Calcium combines, the calcium positive ion combines with sulfate, and hydrogen combines with oxygen to give water. Can you see that, guys? I put it with the green arrows here. So please take a nice look at this. I've shown you how this equation is giving calcium sulfate plus water. Excellent. So I see Jemmy has the right answer. Very good. Ansh Kumar, excellent, guys. Right? Okay. So can you guys see the answer? All in one has the right answer. So I want all of you to try here. Okay. And guys, please look at the formula carefully. It's not Ca2SO4. It's calcium sulfate. Why? Valency of calcium 2, sulfate 2. Very, very important. Please learn all your valencies and symbols. Okay. That will get you good marks in chemistry, right? You'll be expert of these equations if you know your valencies well. Okay. And I've shown you how to predict the answer here. Clear? Excellent, right? So somebody's asking, right? I think Raghupati, how to find the valency easily? Best way is make a table, write it down and learn it up. Or just, pin it beside your bed every night before sleeping or in the morning. You please learn the valencies and you can group them. You can learn things like sodium, potassium, they have valency 1, calcium, right? Magnesium, these guys, zinc have valency 2. So make a list and just learn it up. Okay. So great, guys. I want everybody to learn his valencies and atomicities, and then these equations will be simple for you. Now, guys, we have an interesting question, right? A practical based question. What should be applied to soothe a honeybee sting, right? So suppose you get stung by a honeybee. I hope you don't, right? But suppose a honeybee stings you. Can you apply your science and think, what should you apply to soothe? Because it's going to really pain, right? It hurts. So should you apply vinegar on your hand, sodium hydroxide, baking soda, or water? Come on, I want everybody to think here, right? So if a honeybee stings you, and I really hope it doesn't, all right? When I was small, I was stung by a wasp, and I still remember it, It was a really bad sting, right? It really hurts. But let's say, and a honeybee or a wasp, their stings are really painful, okay? So if a honeybee stings you, what will you apply? Very good, excellent. I see a lot of you have written the correct answer. So Nazneen Sheikh, baking soda, very good, guys. Suryansh, excellent, excellent. Nipun, excellent, guys. You guys are saying it's baking soda is the right answer. Why? Let's discuss. Because a honeybee sting is acidic in nature. So let's write that down here. The sting of honeybee. So important to remember, honeybee sting is acidic in nature. Because I think the main acid there is formic acid, right? So the honeybee sting contains formic acid and that causes the pain, right? And there are other chemicals also, right? So formic acid, it causes the pain. So what should we apply to soothe it, to neutralize it? Obviously, we should apply a base, right? Because a base neutralizes an acid, right? Because we want to neutralize the pain, right? Or reduce it, okay? So definitely it can't be vinegar because vinegar is acetic acid. So this option is out, right? Water is neutral, right? So water is out, okay? So it's either sodium hydroxide or baking soda. So which option would you choose? B or C? Because both of them are bases. So please think carefully. It's very important which one will you choose because B and C both are bases. But guys, sodium hydroxide, don't think only acids are dangerous and corrosive. Sodium hydroxide, it's called caustic soda. It's also highly corrosive, right? It's very dangerous to apply pure sodium hydroxide. It's bad for the skin. So, instead of soothing yourself, you might cause more pain and harm to the skin because sodium hydroxide is a very strong base. So let me write that here. Very strong base, very corrosive, dangerous. So we shouldn't apply it. Very good. A lot of you are saying it's corrosive. Excellent, guys. And baking soda, is mild base. This is a mild base. So you want to apply something which is mildly basic, right? So that it soothes the honeybee sting. Excellent, guys. And a lot of times in the tests, you get these practical based questions and it's good to know, right? Suppose you get a sting, what should you apply? You should apply this practical knowledge of science in your daily lives. Fantastic, guys. Great. So now can you tell me, guys, what is the pH value of distilled water? So I want all of you to try this question. What is the pH value? And remember, we have this pH scale, guys. So do you know this pH scale? Right? So you have a pH scale which goes all the way from 0 to 14. And what do you think is going to be the answer here? The pH of distilled water, right? So it's all numbered from 0 to 14, and in the middle we have 7, right? So what do you think is the answer here, guys? Okay, some of you are saying 6, some of you are saying 7. So let's get it clear, right? Let's get this clear. Any number in the pH, so pH scale is a scale which is basically telling you the how strongly acidic or strongly basic or weak acidic or weak basic a solution is, and based on the pH value, right? So if you have something which is very acidic, right? So very acidic means the numbers near 0, 1, 2, right? So here the acidic strength increases. So acidic strength increases this way, right? So let me write that down. So as you go below 7, acidic strength increases. As you go above 7, the basic strength increases, right? Okay. And exactly 7 is neutral, guys. The number 7 basically indicates that it is neutral. And guys, you know that distilled water is neutral. Distilled water means pure water, nothing dissolved in it. Okay. So the correct answer here is going to be distilled water. Okay, where is distilled water used practically? In the labs, because you don't want it dissolved with something. You want to use pure water, and you know you can also get it in your petrol pumps and the gas stations. Do you know why petrol pumps or gas stations sell distilled water? So this is very interesting for you guys to know. Do you guys know that you can buy distilled water at petrol pumps or gas stations? Who can tell me why? Petrol pump, or you might be calling it gas station, right? So where you fill petrol or diesel for your car, you can buy distilled water from there. Do you guys know why? Okay, because it's used because in the cars there's a battery in the car, right? So you can they fill distilled water in the batteries of the cars, right? And in the battery you want to put pure water, right? So very good. I see Samewal, RK Samewal says batteries, excellent guys. Anil Kumar says that, yeah, so batteries of inverters or in the cars, batteries are these big batteries, right? You know, like for example, the cars use these oxide batteries or batteries of different companies to, there's a battery in the car to run the electrical thing, right? So they use distilled water, pure water, and it has a pH value of 7. But if you have pH value of 1, 2, 3, that means it's acidic. Anything less than 7, right? So let's write that down. If pH is between 0 to 7, then it's acidic, right? Less than 7 is acidic, and as I said, lower the number, more acidic it is, right? And if the pH is from 7 to 14, then it is basic. And here it's the opposite. The higher number, 13, 14, 12, these are more basic than numbers like 8 and 9. And we discussed if pH is equal to 7, exactly 7, that means the solution is neutral, right? Very important to know the pH scale. Excellent, guys. All right, let's move on to our next question. What is the type of reaction for this one? Sodium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid, HCl, to give us sodium chloride, water, and carbon dioxide. So come on, I want all of you to try. Is it a combination reaction, displacement reaction, neutralization, or none of these? Okay. And some of you are saying, should we use distilled water for drinking? No, good question. Distilled water, our previous question, right? Distilled water is pure water. This is completely pure water. We don't use it for drinking because in our drinking water, we want some salts. The salts are needed for our health, for our good health. We need some salts dissolved in water. Distilled water is absolutely pure water, right? One, it will have a very bad and flat taste, and it's not good for health because it doesn't contain essential salts. So excellent question. Sorry, I forgot your name. It scrolled very fast. So I want all of you to try this next question. Okay, so guys, please try this. Come on. What is the type of reaction for sodium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid, which gives us sodium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide? So all of you try. Okay, so some of you are saying displacement, some of you are saying neutralization, none of these. Come on, guys, decide the answer. So I want all of you to try. So Can it be combination? So let's go option by option. Can it be combination? The answer is no, because you know combination reactions, there should be only one product. Because you know many reactants give only one product only. Here you can see there are three products. Can you see? 1, 2, 3. So this option is out, right? Displacement reaction. What's an example of displacement, right? So displacement, you know, an example is if zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, it produces zinc chloride plus hydrogen, right? So zinc chloride plus hydrogen, and here zinc is displacing, right? We say a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element. So zinc displaces hydrogen, right? And here you can see that there's no displacement of a single element happening. So this option is also out. So guys, do you think it's neutralization or none of these? Come on, what do you guys think? I want all of you to try. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button right now and do share it out with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to Manocha Academy channel, please hit the subscribe button right now and click on the notification bell. So thanks guys for giving all the likes. So please hit the like button right now and let's try this question. Very interesting question. Is it neutralization? So neutralization reaction, remember what is neutralization? So let's write it down here. Neutralization means acid plus base. So acid plus base gives salt and water, right? All of you know this famous reaction, but one very important thing about neutralization, salt and water only, okay? It should only give salt and water. So in this reaction, you see salt is there, right? Sodium chloride salt is there, water is there, but carbon dioxide is also there. We are getting carbon dioxide gas. So very good guys, some of you have said it is not going to be option C. It's looking like, hey, sodium carbonate is basic in nature, hydrochloric acid, so there's a base plus acid, but salt and water only. This is the very important thing here. In neutralization, the strict definition, we are going by the strict definition, not a casual thing, hey, it's neutralizing. No, we can roughly say sodium carbonate is neutralizing hydrochloric acid, but by the strict definition, it's not, because it is also producing carbon dioxide gas. As you can see guys, it's not salt and water only. CO2 is also produced. So excellent guys, very good. I see Pranav Dubey, very good. Albert Einstein, excellent guys. You guys have the right answer. None of these. Manu, superb. Akshat, very good. So it is none of these here. Clear? Very tricky question. Don't be confused with neutralization here. Okay. Next question, guys. How many hydronium ions does one molecule of sulfuric acid produce? So come on, I want all of you to try. Excellent participation in the quiz. Excellent guys. I'm loving your feedback, and all of you are involved in the quiz. It's great to see. So guys, please try this question. How many hydronium ions does one molecule, right? So hydronium, remember, what is a hydronium ion? H3O plus. And we want to know how many of these ions is one molecule of sulfuric acid producing. Okay, so these questions, guys, always best to try with the equation. Okay, so always go for your equation here. So let's see what do we get here. So H2SO4, right, is sulfuric acid, and remember in hydronium we need to react it with water. Okay, so what are we going to get, guys? So when water, when it breaks down sulfuric acid, right, water is going to tear apart sulfuric acid into these two parts, the H plus ions and the sulfate 2 minus, right, if we write the valency. Okay, so one molecule of sulfuric acid, you know, it is able to give how many? So if you take a look here, this guy is going to break down into H plus and sulfate 2 minus, but one molecule contains how many hydrogen atoms? Take a careful look, guys. So one molecule of sulfuric acid is containing 2 hydrogen atoms. So it's basically going to be one molecule gives 2 H plus and a sulfate ion, right? Can you see? And the charge is also balancing 2 into plus 1, right? 2 into plus 1 here. So the positive charge and minus 2, right? So basically we are going to get, what do we get here? And then those H pluses are going to combine with water. So we are going to get 2H3O plus sulfate. Okay. And here to balance the equation, basically we will need 2 molecules of water because it's producing two hydrogen ions, and those react with 2 molecules. So the correct answer is 2. Clear? And I can show you another easy way to think about this if some of you are confused with this. So this is the real equation, right, that we talked about earlier in today's class. So this is the real equation involving the hydronium ion. This was our real equation, right, with the hydronium ion. So let me show you a trick of how to analyze this equation. So how to do this? So you just start with sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and you know that as we discussed, it will break down into H plus and sulfate, right? But to balance it, because one molecule will give 2 H plus, right? Okay, and these 2 H plus will basically combine with 2 H plus will combine with 2 molecules of water, right? So you're basically going to get over here 2 H3O plus. So that's another shortcut way of thinking. If you don't want to think of the entire equation, just understand that one molecule is producing 2 H plus, and those 2 H plus will combine further with 2 water molecules to produce 2 hydronium ions. Is it crystal clear? Superb, guys. A lot of you got the answer to Raghupati, Baljit Singh, excellent guys, excellent. 2 is the answer. Vineet Kumar Bhagat, very good. So the correct answer is 2 here. Muthu Krishna, very good guys. Clear? So this is how you think. I showed you the real equation and I showed you the shortcut trick also how to think. One molecule produces 2 hydrogen ions. Each of those hydrogen ions will combine with molecules of water because there are plenty molecules of water, right? There's no shortage of that, and they will produce 2 hydronium ions as you can see in the equation. Excellent guys, excellent. Now let's take another look at another question. The pH of 3 solutions A, B and C are 4, 9 and 6 respectively. So this is a pH based question. Remember we talked about the pH scale. I want you to arrange them in the increasing order of acidic strength. So we have these 3 solutions A, B and C with pH values 4, 9 and 6, and arrange them in increasing order of acidic strength. So come on guys, I want all of you to try here. Superb, superb to see so many responses in the chat. Very good guys. So how do you solve this question? First write it clearly, okay, so that you don't make a mistake. And in fact it's good to draw the pH scale also so that you're clear. So let's quickly sketch the pH scale. Very simple. Our pH scale goes from 0 all the way up to 14, and remember 7 is neutral, right? Here acidic strength increases, so we'll just write in short acid increases, right? Acidic strength. Here basic strength increases. So basic or basicity we can say, basic strength increases, right? I'm just writing it in short there. And 7, remember, is neutral. Okay, so let's look at our guys. What do we have here? We have basically, we've been given in this question A, B and C. So write it clearly, A, B, C. They have been given with pH value 4, 9 and 6. Okay, so we can even put these guys on our pH scale here, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So B is somewhere here. So B is 9. So B is going to be somewhere here. B is 9. A is 4, right? So A is going to be somewhere here. And C is basically going to be 6. So see, visually plot it out, right? It just takes a minute, very fast, right? You guys do it quickly. I was just showing you with all those colors, And now if you take a look, so who is the most acidic? Can you see? The most acidic is clearly A, because this way the acidic strength increases. Remember in the pH scale, 7 is neutral, 6 is little acidic, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you go down, acidic strength increases. And we want the increasing order of acidic strength. So basically, increasing order means last should be the most acid. Okay, please note the English, the question carefully. We want increasing order, means first the least acidic and then ending with the most acidic. So let's start with who's the least acidic here. It's clearly B, right? So it's B, then you have C, and then you have A. So excellent guys, a lot of you've got the right answer. It's going to be, please check my answer, is it correct? It's going to be option B here, right? Increasing order, because you can write it like this, B, C is greater than B and A is greater than C. Can you see these two answers are the same? Purposely I gave it in the comma notation so that you think I didn't give any greater than, less than sign, right? Increasing order is B, C, A. Okay, excellent, excellent, very good. Okay, so a lot of you are saying Aditya Prakash, very good, right answer, all in one, excellent. Kirit Ghosh, B. Okay, And guys, increasing order, don't write it as some of you are writing 946 or 964. Please write it in the symbols BCA. You can write the pH values also if you want, but we want the solution names, okay, in the terms of the symbols of the solution. Excellent. And here I showed you a nice trick of how to plot it on the pH scale so that you have no confusion, and make sure increasing order you're going from less acidic to most acidic. Clear? Superb. Now let's take a look at this question. What gas is produced when zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide? So again, this is a kind of a, chemistry is like a detective questions, right? Because you need to analyze the question, think of the chemical reaction. So you need to be a science detective to find these answers. So come on guys, try this. So how do you analyze these questions? First, write it down, write down the equation rather than just thinking of, okay, I think the answer is going to be this, right? Always think in terms of chemical reactions. So zinc plus sodium hydroxide. So what type of reaction is this? So think, where have I seen this reaction? Zinc, sodium hydroxide, where is this guy? Okay, so zinc is clearly a metal, right? So zinc is a metal, and sodium hydroxide, we know it's a base, and in fact we know it's an alkali, right? It's alkaline in nature, it's soluble in water, right? So a metal plus a base reaction, okay? So this is how you analyze the questions. Don't go for, okay, where did I learn zinc plus sodium hydroxide? Think of what is the type of reaction, what's happening here? A metal is reacting with a base. So guys, come on, tell me. Excellent. I see Babita is saying A, very good. Tushar is saying A, Tushar Srivastav, Manu Mohan. Excellent guys. I think you guys have the right answer. So let's analyze it, because a metal plus an acid gives salt and hydrogen. Same way, a metal plus a base also gives salt. Now the salt here is a little complicated. It's sodium zincate, right? Plus we get hydrogen gas, okay? So it's Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen, right guys? And you need to balance this equation. So we need 2 sodium here, right? And then I think our equation, is it balanced here? Please check it, right? I think it looks balanced now, okay? So the correct answer is, it's simply going to be hydrogen gas. And sodium zincate, let me write that name here for you if you don't know the name. So please learn these names. It's sodium because Na2 and ZnO2 is together called the zincate ion. So sodium zincate, zincate's valency is 2. That's why it's Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen. Excellent, excellent. Very good. Yes, Srinivas also has the right answer. Excellent. So guys, very good. I see a lot of you are participating. Aditya, very good. Sorry if I'm not able to take everyone's names here, but I'm keeping an eye on the chat and taking a look at your answer. It's great to see everybody participating. So is this question clear? Great. And now I have a homework question for all of you. In a gas jar containing hydrogen chloride gas, if a dry blue litmus paper is dropped, what change is observed in the litmus paper? Do you think the blue litmus paper is going to turn red, or is it going to turn pink, or is it going to turn purple, or will it remain blue? So I want all of you to try this question, and do let me know your answer by putting it in the comments below. I look forward to reading everybody's comments, okay? And I promise to reply to them as soon as possible. Guys, I see a lot of you, they promptly reply immediately after watching this live session. So I encourage all of you to try, because these questions are for you to think, right? And I won't tell you the answer here because I want each one of you to think. These are some interesting, tricky questions. In a gas jar containing hydrogen chloride, a dry blue litmus paper is dropped. What change is observed in the litmus paper? Blue to red, blue to pink, blue to purple, remains blue. So this is a colorful question for you to try, and do let me know your answer in the comments below. And guys, as I said, do check out our website. We have these courses on physics, chemistry, maths for class 9 and 10. And guys, we're this week, I think by tomorrow or Wednesday, we are going to be launching the Maths CBSE Class 9 course. So guys, do check it out. It'll be on the website, and these courses are at a huge discount right now, so you can take benefit of the offer, and they're really to help you with your preparation. Because at Manocha Academy, we want to help all of you prepare well for your studies, to learn the concepts in an interesting and clear way, and you'll get to watch interactive videos. There are more live classes on our website, so I'll be taking more live classes on physics, chemistry, and maths. So do sign up for these courses. We have quizzes and questions, and then you get direct replies from me. So all right guys, I'll put the links below, and if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button right now and click on the notification bell, and guys, do share it out with your friends. So I want all of you to please share it with your friends so that we can have more people join the Manocha Academy family. And I thank each one of you for your love and support. And it's awesome to see so many answers in the live session, and you guys were really participating. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks everyone for your support. And guys, do check out our website and hit the subscribe button. And the next class will be day after tomorrow on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Okay guys, so the next class will be day after tomorrow on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and it's going to be another interesting, I think it's going to be a maths or a physics class. So I'll let you know. So guys, please click the notification bell so that you're notified about the classes. All right guys, so see you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. with another awesome class on physics or maths. I'll decide the topic and send it out. And thanks a lot. I really appreciate, a lot of you really enjoyed the class. I really enjoyed it with all of you guys going over these interesting questions on acids and bases, because you guys were so involved and participating. I thank each and every one of you. So guys, please take care of your health during this difficult time. I pray for everybody's health, and please keep studying. And do check out our interesting courses on manochaacademy.com. I know a lot of you have already signed up, so thanks a lot. And those who haven't, please take a look. These courses are on a great discount for you, so do check out our website. All right, guys, here's Sandeep Manocha signing off. So good night, everyone, and take care, and do keep learning and stay healthy and happy. All right, guys, bye.